Paul, thank you so much for joining FF News' coverage of the PFF Leaders Summit. How are you doing?
I'm very well, and thank you for inviting me.
It's such a pleasure. And also, we are in probably one of the most beautiful buildings in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. How have you found it so far?
Yeah, it's been great. It's Paris in the springtime. You couldn't really ask for better.
Right.
It's been fantastic. Everybody's in a good mood. Temperature's perfect. We've got a wonderful garden outside for mingling. It is it's a premier event.
Truly.
So, and it's good to have it back. Yeah.
It's so good. And now, Paul, can you tell us about some of the sessions that you'll be on at this conference?
Yes, I've got a session coming up on digital transformation. Many sessions are on digital transformation, but it's always good to hear. I mean, what makes this particular event special is you have the real movers and shakers in the banks and the partnerships in the and in the vendor community. So it's good to hear what people think, and the space is changing, the space is evolving. So it's always good to be there. So I'll be on at about 3 p.m. today.
Brilliant. Now, speaking of it always changing, you guys at Thought Machine certainly are constantly moving and shaking. What's the good news that's come out recently for you guys?
Yes, so we are. We are always moving ahead with our mission. We don't meander. We don't. We don't chase from one thing to another. So our mission is to re-platform the world's banks onto cloud-native platforms.
Yeah.
We started a long time ago, and it's going very, very well. So what can I talk about? I can talk about, I think we've now signed 12 Tier 1 banks.
Wow.
So I can mention some of them like JP Morgan Chase and Lloyd's and Standard Chartered, and there's some that are still to be announced.
Some real small fry banks there, eh?
Yes. We've got banks in North America, we've got banks in Europe, we've got banks in Asia Pacific. So we've got that. We're getting more and more banks live. I think now as I speak, we've got 27 banks live. And every bank is kind of growing, adding more users. So it's a long march, but everything is growing all the time. Yeah.
That's so good to hear. Now, one thing I'm really intrigued about is when we're entering a period of banking as a service and embedded finance, what sets a core banking platform apart from its competitors?
Yes, so the magic word for us is platform.
Right.
So in your platform, that means you're a horizontal player, which means that you provide a service to the full market, right? So as opposed to a vertical player, which for example would be, we just do online mortgages or we just do online credit cards. So Thought Machine is a horizontal player. So it does every type of banking product you can imagine and ones you've never even heard of. Yeah. So when it comes to banking as a service, we are happy to facilitate that, and we sell to banks and those banks sell the service. So in a particular way, it's not terribly different from the way that we normally deploy. But the fact that we're a horizontal platform, they're highly flexible, we're always ready, easy to adapt, means that when something that does take off like embedded finance or banking as a service, we're ready, and it doesn't take us an awful lot of effort to enter that new market and start to do well.
Fascinating. How do you at Thought Machine stay at that forefront, that constant pace? I mean, I know you guys work hard, but it seems like almost an impossible task.
It's hard, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
The basis of what we do is we're a product first company.
Yeah.
We're a software engineering first company. So what we do is we build excellent products, and excellent products come from having an excellent team and working in a particular environment. So a lot of companies, I was talking to some companies today who, were doing well, but have kind of become already trapped by their own legacy and their own. And they kind of get stuck and they can't move any further. So, so we think deeply about these problems. Why do banks get into a mess? Why does technology platforms grind to a halt? Why does innovation slow down? And we think about these problems deeply, and we build all our internal technology so as to be that we are future-proofed for our own versions. Yeah. We have a product horizon that goes five years out. And so we are already planning, not to the day, but we're planning all the products we're going to build, next year, the year after that. We're always ensuring that the product, that all this can be built within the platform. We don't let anything just sit there, and if it works once, that's fine, forget it. So we're always innovating, always improving. And even if our clients can't really see the benefit,
they will do.
We do it because it's the right thing to do. And then in time, the accumulated benefit of all those things together is visible.
Well, maybe drop me an email telling me what I'm going to be talking about in 3 years' time at least.
You'll probably be talking about very much the same thing, but just at a much bigger scale.
Okay, wow.
More banks with more customers and more products and more markets. But we're not going to do anything radically different. We're just going to do it better and at scale.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.